Hi. Um, Not having a great day. I'm, the little progress that I was making, um, my inspiration to make some movies, or not movies, clips for YouTube, and my art that I do. I mean, I still do a little of that every day, but it was one of those days where I had to drag myself to do it, and I could only do it for a few minutes until something went wrong, which always does with art. That's it's what you do. It's very hard to create a piece that's perfect on the first try. I know I've tried many times. Never. The same with crossword puzzles. I try to do crossword puzzles in pen and not miss any of the clues. And that's kind of rare for me because they usually throw one in there just to one that just a tiny percentage of people would know. But okay, the most fucked up thing: St. Paul and Minneapolis do not have adequate bathroom facilities. So the homeless are forced to spend what little money they have to patronize a restaurant or whatever just to pee. And if not, you have to find a place in public, and that's against the law. That's a great way to get someone hemmed up. You can even, let's say you got caught peeing in public and you're just a poor, any color nobody. And let's say you got a couple of misdemeanors in your past. Let's say you got picked up with an eighth of weed or something. That looks bad. That makes you look like Jeffrey Krueger. And it isn't even Jeffrey Krueger. It's Freddy Krueger. I just thought I would put Jeffrey in there because I know how truly twisted and fucked up a mind he had. Anyway, you know who else made people wait or wouldn't let people go to the bathroom, wouldn't let them pee until they peed themselves? The Nazis. Yes, the Nazis. And they were lucky if they pissed themselves. Some of the Jewish people were so proud that they'd rather let their bladder burst. I can't verify that, but it sounds like it could happen. Yeah, so I have had to pee for the last 2 hours, and I've stopped into 2 businesses and offered them $1 each, and they're like, no, we don't have a bathroom, which is complete bullshit. Why not just take the $1, $2 and let me go? I guess that's just the world we're living in. It's a great world. I should just step out in traffic right now. Oh, God. I love being downtown with all the shiny, happy, rich people. It's a good lesson in practicing patience and learning not to envy, which can be hard when it's drilled into you from the time you can see that you need everything, even if you don't need it, even if it will hurt you to get it. That's just how we are ingrained. Consume, consume, consume. There's very few people that learn to break free of that to any degree. God, something I mentioned in an earlier comment in another video is Mother Teresa. You know, she was completely removed from herself. I mean, aside probably from her personal ablutions. That's what I'm told is a good thing to strive for, is her level of selflessness. But it's everyone knows it's hard. It's just the utter abhorrence and just the scorn you receive on a daily basis for just for being homeless. And you know what doesn't help is that the local news stations, along with the local papers, have repeatedly demonized homeless people, printing stories where people are complaining about homeless in their neighborhoods. You know, they have a day center where many dozens of people will go through and get their shower and get some underwear if they need it, and get a meal. You know, it's just a small percentage. I mean, really tiny when it compared to the people that are getting help, that are sitting outside doing drugs or dealing drugs. And that was their big complaint was, and they got it shut down the last time they had one of these community centers down here in St. Paul. They said it was because of the people hanging around it. Well, yeah, okay, let's close it just because of those few people that, I mean, they're not going to be helped by you closing it. They're not going to be helped by not closing it. So, I mean, if it is just utterly asinine to do anything because of them, all you're doing is shutting it to hurt everyone else. This is a common sense that people just blatantly ignore so they can sleep at night. This happens from time to time with me. You know, I try to be friendly and cheerful with people, even strangers, and it offends them. And I'm not like pushy or anything. I'm just, you know, you wouldn't think that saying hello is pushy. Yeah. So this guy starts going off, calling me the F word, the gay word, and saying I like to perform fellatio and all this stuff. And, you know, I used to wonder why, but I mean, I kind of figured it out. Like, I'm neat and clean to the point of having an obsessive compulsive diagnosis. My English is, I mean, it's good. When I was in college, I was in a reading class, and she was giving us our quarterly final, and it was on these series of cards. And for every one that even the smartest girl was able to bring up and have checked, I was bringing 3 or 4 or 5. And the teacher was just agape in amazement. I mean, she wasn't a gape, but she was a little bit stunned or moved by it. I even saw a hint of her skepticism, maybe thinking there's some deception going on here. I mean, I don't know how that's possible. They were really just simple cards. If you know in and every out of the English language, then the questions were really pretty easy. Like, they were multiple choice, and it was obvious the 3 out of the 4 that were wrong. I mean, to me. So, yeah. I hear a lot of people and the way they speak, and it's not like it's not that you're better. It's that you can do something better, And hey, if I can do something good to the point where they'd say, yeah, you're better than a lot of people, then why not be proud of that? The good kind of proud. Mine, borderline not good. So I try to rein that in. I got my little Jiminy Cricket on my shoulder all of the time. I nicknamed him the Shitty Committee because him and his denizens like to sit and meet several times a day. Yeah. I can't even, force myself to have happy thoughts. It's just my depressive thoughts are just utterly pervasive. Everything it affects. I can be having what outwardly would appear to be a good day, and what to me would appear to be a good day too, and for no reason I'm getting these feelings of sadness, and they're like waves, Some are stronger than others, but mostly it's just like the waves crashing, the water flowing back out, crashing. It's that regular with me. Anyway, I don't want to get into too much of my illness. They're just part of the reason that I can say that I'm out here. But, yeah, I just thought I would say something about the whole bathroom thing, because this is fucked up. I mean, I've held it to the point now where I kind of don't have to go, but I could. But if I tried to go, it would be hard to go, because I held it in so long. That fucks up your, what do they call that? Your God, why can't I think of that? Brain fart. It's because there was a pretty chick walking over there. I can't show you the phone though, because, HIPAA and all. Yeah. Anyway, I think I've talked too much, way too much. Thoughts just firing off, It's hard when I think of something that's just really profound and I want to say it in a certain way, but my mind, for every part of a thought I will get out, it's like I will, for every son of a bitch. All right, I'm winding this up. Bye-bye.